श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम 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 जय राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
हरिओम।
श्री राम जय जय राम
हरिओम।
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
श्री राम
notes book, I forgot.
Yes, Swami.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. A couple of days back, we received an email. A great saint, Swami Sarvapriyananda. He was answering to a question about free will is God's will. A few portions we will read. Practically, we have free will. We cannot avoid that. All our life is based on the notion of free will. The very fact that you decided to come here, the very fact that I asked you to come and speak here, we all have a notion. I could have chosen otherwise, but I choose this. We have a notion of free will. You go out and buy something in the market. The whole thing is displayed in a way that assumes free will on your part. That you can choose the customer as free will. That is why they spend billions of dollars in advertisement to restrict your free will. So that you are not free anymore. We try to influence your free will to make you buy our product. So all consumer activity, the market itself is based on the notion of free will. Assumption that you are free will. Our entire justice system is based on the assumption that you are free. You have freely done something bad, so you have to be punished. You have freely done something good, so you have to be rewarded. So justice system, economics, politics, election, The idea is that the voter has free will. Why do you have do's and don'ts? Do this, don't do that. It is assuming that you have free will. If you have no free will, what is the use of recommending this or that? If a person is going to do whatever they are in spite of any kind of teaching, any kind of advice, then there is no point in teaching or advice. So free will is assumed in religion, politics, economics, in our society, and in common sense also it is assumed. Is it really there? No. That is the amazing thing that when we investigate. Investigate scientifically, investigate philosophically, investigate in religion, theology, everywhere the answer seems to come up that in a deep sense, no. Free will is not as we understood it. In one sense, it is not there. Science will say it is hard determinism. From the beginning of the Big Bang till now, there is a chain of cause and effect. And if causality holds anywhere in the universe, I must hold everywhere in the universe. Each of us have to do some thinking, you know. Many a times devotees raise this question, and we used to quote Papa's. But how do we understand? Forget about others. Is there a free will? Yes. Is there a free will? No. So at what level that yes, what level no? Please think over. This is essential in the life of a sadhaka. We often say, you know, in the ashram, Papa's will. By Papa's will, I will do this. What do we mean by that? When something not to our liking happens, are we in a position to say that? Have we been able to accept it that yes, it is His will? If we have to accept that, does the free will ever exist in us? The beautiful way in which Swamiji built it up, you know. You go to the market with a bag. From in the starting point, you have some idea to buy this, but when you go there, you also buy something, you know. Is it not because of the free will you have? Think about it. Each one has to bring out the answer.
Swamiji, just like sadhana, is to know that through sadhana you cannot attain an individual will.
Sadhana alone.
By sadhana, oh, okay.
By mere sadhana alone. Sadhana is needed, but let us not think by mere sadhana alone we have to do it.
Same way, probably individual will is also given to us to know that that alone is not it.
So the problem is, if we normally take the words of the masters, and when it comes to me, I am unable to accept it. I will have to accept, but I may difficult. That is why, you know, we get stressed. Otherwise, how will the stress comes? If we are accepting everything happens only by His will, where is the tension? Where is the stress? Not that we wanted that. So what is happening in us? You know, nature has got its own swabhava. न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभु न कर्मबल संयोगम स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. In Bhagavad Gita, 2-3 times he will say this. He is not doing, but the swabhava does everything. So what is that we are trying to understand? And if the free will is there, where does the craving, infatuation, addiction, all these things come? So what happens then? So we are not trying to get an answer, we are placing it before everyone so that the more we, because if the clarity comes to us in our own way, it will stay with us. And this is a vital aspect. For a bhakta, there is no question of discussion, only God's will. A real bhakta, not the bhakta of our type. We go to the temple, come back. We don't leave everything to God. For our satisfaction, we go there and come back. That's all. There is a sloga. Normally, we had it through our Shanti mantras. Anyatha sharanam nasti, tvameva sharanam mama, tasmat karunya bhavena, raksha raksha maheshwara, raksha raksha maheshwari, loka samastha sukhino bhavantu. Anyatha sharanam nasti, only you are there. Tvameva, the only refuge. Therefore, tasmat, be kind enough, karunya bhavena, protect me. So for a bhakta, there is no problem. The real bhakta, when he has left everything to him, every moment. So we are neither that, neither this, in between. We have got some bhakti also in us, and the nameless, formless reality, we have understood something, so we have developed some devotion. But at the same time, not to the extent a Bhaktottama has reached. We have also this jnana path where Papa asks us to think about God as life force, consciousness, intelligence. And there is a power behind all these things. That is called the life force. That is called the consciousness. That is called the intelligence. So that is the one which I as an individual has no power. So these are all the jnani as well as bhakta they get. But what about us? So each one of us has to find out the answer. Anybody has got anything to say?
சாமிஜி எனக்கு இந்த கை முன்னாடி தூக்க முடிஞ்சது, இப்போ என்னால் தூக்க முடியல. இப்போ எனக்கு என்ன சுதந்திரம் இருக்குது?
He says, previously I was able to lift whenever I feel. Now because of some pain he cannot lift. So do I have the freedom? This is how we try to go with him.
Yeah, Swamiji, before arriving at the satsang, I took a rest, sitting on the chair, and I got the feeling that the high is just a easy concept made by God to allow us to move the body. It's a functional concept. Without the high, we cannot move the body. There is no link. And finally, when I felt that being in the consciousness, which is in everybody, and the high disappeared. The high doesn't exist, except to be a function.
One minute.
He says when he was sitting in the afternoon, relaxing, at that time he was contemplating, and he felt that God has given the eye as a functional entity, because of which the actions of the body and maintenance and everything can happen. The moment that I dissolves in the consciousness, which is one, there is no I anymore, right?
Correct.
Then,
Correct. So I wanted to share it.
oh, that's all. He just wanted to share that.
Correct. Yes. Anybody else?
I
Do
think it's
do we
easy-
feel we have freedom?
I think it's easy to confuse free will with cultural and political conditioning, which are very different things. And that's not
She
free
says
will.
it's very natural to confuse free will with conditionings.
Free will with conditioning. When he had no pain, he was,
Able to move.
I can do this.
Yes.
When pain, no. Oh, conditioning is, then this is how we,
I think
because
what she meant by conditioning is social conditioning.
Political and
Which one?
Political.
and
Social and political conditionings.
we have to, we should try to understand this, whether it's a bhakti path or a jnana path. Bhakti path, of course, we have not reached that stage where we will leave everything to him. Even if we leave 50%, 60%, something we will hold. So the sense of individuality still continues to feel that you should take a pranam. So then, where does the clue is there? Where does it exist? The clue to the answer that only his will. Where does it exist? It is there, no? Somewhere it is there. So at some level we can say there is free will working. But at some level we can say no, there is no free will working. So probably if we try to understand that, we might get ultimately know that there is no free will, only his will.
Swamiji, once I asked Satsang Swamiji, he was reading from God Experience in some other book. In that, Papa says that free will is like a cow is tethered to a pin, and the radius within which it can move about, that is the amount of free will it has. So I went to Swamiji and I asked him, Swamiji, tell me in understandable terms that how much is that radius and what is the free will in that? He said, you are destined to have a beverage. Whether you choose tea or you choose coffee, that much is the only amount of free will you have. But you have to drink.
You have to?
You have to drink. That is destined. So it's so minuscule.
Anyway, we have to do some thinking. How do we get the answer? Because it directly affects us, For a sadhaka, it matters a lot to get a clarity on this free will and
God's will.
uh,
God's will.
God's will.
Swamiji, Vivekananda Mama is telling, earlier we used to lament for something. Now because of the understanding of God's will, they are not lamenting much.
That means what?
It means they are understanding that certain things are not in our hands. So no point in lamenting.
Certain things.
Yeah.
But certain things are there.
That you accepted.
No,
straight
no.
away.
Certain things are just like what he said,
Yeah.
When he had no plane, he had the free will. Now he says, I don't have the free will. I can't lift. Like that, certain things. It may be one stage, no doubt. Anyway, it is better we try to plead, appeal, cry to him to have the answer. Probably he may not give us the answer in the way in which we understand, but he will make us realize. I give you a free will, but that is given by me. When we try to remember Vinobaji's last word in the book in talks on Gita.
Arjuna's chariot.
So he says in the 63rd sloka, he said, I now have told you whatever I have been prompted to tell you. Now you do your own reflection and act as you wish. Please think about it. And Arjuna, because of all these teachings, all these manana has taken place, what does he say? I have understood now everything and I will do as what you say. Karishye vachanam tava. So Vinobaji interprets, out of his love he gave that freedom, and out of his love for him he took back that freedom. In a beautiful way he has mentioned. Out of, normally we say this is what I have to say, you take a decision. Then that means even if everything is given to me, I become aware that it is only because of you things are happening. So I give back that freedom back to him. Karishye vachanam tava. I will do as Arjuna says. He says, Yathechasi tatha guru. Whatever you wish, you do that. But Nashto moho, that sloka starts. And then at the end he says, Karishye vachanam tava. That makes us to think about it. He has realized that everything is happening only by his will. So what does it mean to us,
The
We can,
individuality is given to offer it back to him.
eh?
The individuality is given to offer it back to him.
That's called surrender,
Oh.
That's called surrender.
சரணாகதி.
Oh,
Sharanagati means
yes,
what?
yes,
I have been thinking that I am the planner, I am the doer, I am the everything. But when I come to know that you are there in this form, then the assumed freedom, the assumed what you call discretion on my, that I
Give it back.
surrender. I surrender.
First quote, God proposal, God.
Ananya chintayanto mam yejanaha paryupasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. What the other sloka?
Ananya
Sarvadharman parityajya.
Mamekam Sharanam.
Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam praja. Ahantva sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Something we have to keep on not merely reading or understanding the literal meaning. In our life, how do we find that? We ourselves feel we have freedom. We ourselves feel we don't have freedom. Which are the moments when we feel we have freedom? Which are the moments we feel we don't have freedom? What is it that makes us to feel that we have freedom? Normally, we all hear this, a cow tied to a tree. It has freedom. Yes, it has freedom. The length of the rope, it can go anywhere. Beyond that, it cannot go. So, sense of individuality, he has given us a sense of freedom. Otherwise, nothing will work. No activity will take place. So, he has given us a sense of freedom, but at the same time, limited. Because me to exist, it is not in me. My heart beats, I have no control over it. If my heart stops, the arrogating, asserting individual has no existence. Like that we start thinking. So the power is given by him and he gives us freedom to act. If the freedom to act is not given to us, there won't be any activity at all. Absolutely no activity at all. So he has given this. So probably it may, all of you may think deeply about this. So the freedom he has given us enables us to know that he has given us the freedom. He makes us to do, He makes us to talk, He makes us to choose, He makes us to prefer, He makes us to prioritize. Ultimately, from the outer standpoint, it is all free will. But we know that everything is hooked to this. So there is a two levels are there. It's a point on which each one has to bring out their own, from their own experience. We look back our life and then try to understand. Though apparently there is an illusion that my free will works. Okay? But when I look back my life, all these years, it has not happened. There is another will. At that time I did not know. At that time I thought I have free will, no? But now sitting here and looking back in retrospect, His will, His will, His will. So we feel, now that the topic has come, it is better not to reproduce the words of Mahatmas, but we try to go back to our own life and find out whether His will, we have tried, we have started feeling, we have started recognizing His will. Though He gave us the notion that we have free will, and when at the time when we were convinced that the free will was only an illusion, that illusion was necessary. It is not a bad, negative one. That illusion was necessary. But the intention behind that was not given by me. Na kartrutvam na karmani lokasya srijati prabhu na karmabala samyogam svabhavastu pravartate. There are many, many, many shlokas in Bhagavad Gita where he brings it out. Even I don't have, I have freedom. Even now I feel I don't have freedom. Suppose I am asked my doctor not to touch sweets. With my fundamental freedom, can I take it? I won't take it. What does it mean? No? Like that, no, you go back to your own life. Small incident, try to bring it out. Where you feel you feel like doing it, you feel like seeing, you feel like touching it, you feel like smelling it, you feel like hearing it. Something prevents. What is that? Inner as well as outer agencies play a role. Don't do that.
It's a moral compass which prevents us, no? Our moral compass prevents us from certain acts.
We are not telling any answer. Answer is given to everybody. We have to dig and bring it out. So best way, as soon as we started reading this, and finally Swami says that word will do. So as spiritual seekers, what do we take away from all this? He says, assume free will because you cannot do any otherwise. You have no free will in assuming free will. All words. And recognize that ultimately it is all God's will. So in doing everything, he uses the Sanskrit word namaha. Namaha means salutation, nama. But he splits it up in this way. He plays on the word very beautifully. Namaha means na mama, not mine. In every action we will do, assume free will, do every action, also keep on acknowledging not me, not mine, You, my Lord, you, my Lord. How much of this is our doing in this world? I, the individual, almost nothing. In this, my individual body also, in this, my individual mind also, how much of it under my control? If you look carefully, almost nothing. It is more like a show to which we are a witness. This is a very ancient philosophy, Sankhya. It says you are a conscious being. Rest of it is not your concern. Prakriti, nature is putting up a show for your benefit. Prakriti, nature is putting up a show for your benefit. This universe, this body, this mind, this life, the entirety is a show put up by Prakriti for your benefit. And also Prakriti gives you, nature, Prakriti means nature. Nature also gives you a little bit of an illusion that you have free will. Actually, Mother Nature, I Nature, I am controlling everything. But I make you feel as if you are doing some little bit of the stuff to encourage you to do it. Little bit of the stuff to encourage you to do it. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Prakrutyevacha karmani kriyamanani sarvasha ya pashyati tadatmanam akartaram sa pashyati. Nature alone is doing everything in this universe, including what you think is your own body, your own mind, your own personality. Everything to A to Z is being done by nature. The one who sees this sees that I am the non-doer, sees the self as the non-doer, non-agent. But the beauty of it is seeing that, and yet, from all practical purposes, being fully engaged in action. It is great freedom, great joy, great lightness, great freedom. Look at us, how do we function? Look at us, how do we function? The one fuel, the one base, the one energy which assumes the role of free man. If you go to the origin, that is why nowadays we are plainly asking, did we do anything for our birth? Because it starts from there. Did we do anything for our body? Did we bring anything when we came? Did we provide for us whatever is needed for the existence of this body? Like Panchabhutas, no? Did we do anything that will enhance our comforts? When all these say no, 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 how can we say about a free will? It is there, illusion is there, and we take it as an illusion and do it. Just like we go to a theater, we see the movie, we become one with the theme of the movie, but we know it is unreal.
It is movie.
Unreal. But at that moment we enjoy, knowing that it is fiction, a novel we read, knowing that it is a fiction, still we enjoy. That means he has given us that illusion, a freedom to relax, entertainment, relax. So even in our common life, we knowingly embrace this illusion and enjoy it.
But we forget to relax.
So try to connect up, and then this is left for the answer is, though the answer, of course, we are all guided by the Master's answer that there is no free will. It is God's will that prevails. But let us not simply repeat that word. Then, in times of crisis, we may not be able to hold it. But suppose we get an answer now in this passive, in this sattvic moment, then that will shield us from all, cushion us from all that is going to happen from today, And we always feel our best teacher is the life he made us to live so far. The life he made us to live so far will teach us whether there was free will, there was a notion of free will, but ultimately he made us to realize that It is not the real free will. Tomorrow let us see more about this so that everybody can do some thinking. Now coming back, yesterday we read about 28 points. It is also the Sankalpa that we will have 33 boats in the venue. So that whenever we are not chanting, we are not involved in that session, during off hours, during early morning, in late night, to ensure that the mind is fully engaged in these thoughts. The prompting came to have small boats. So we will read. Difference of opinion is very common in family, profession, and society. Focusing on the common factor in all Ram through chanting his name helps us identify what unites us, fostering harmony. Oh, I am chanting the name of one who is within everybody, even in the person with whom I differ. It might help. Each of us is unique. Next board. Each of us is unique, and our thoughts, words, and actions naturally differ. Keeping in mind the one substratum behind all diversity and chanting his name with this perspective helps us realize the importance of living in harmony while preserving our uniqueness. We don't become zero there, but while preserving our uniqueness, how to live in harmony with others. Next, focused attention, that is doing one action at a time, will lead us to success in every field. Nama chanting with this focus will nurture and guide us towards excellence. The mind is often crowded with desires. Unfulfilled desires bring about stress and dissatisfaction. Everything happens by God's will and for our ultimate good. Nama chanting with this awareness will lead us to accept all situations and remain in peace. We often take credit for our discoveries, inventions, and innovations. We know that everything, including the inspiration, comes from God. Chanting God's name with this perspective will help us pass on the credit to Him. So the caption is first common factor, unifying factor, focused attention, accepting situations, credit to Him only. So when I take part in the chanting session, when I have any leisure, suppose when I go, I try to connect it again. Oh, this is for this purpose I am chanting. Oh, I thought I have come here only for chanting sessions. No. Finding strength in loss. Loss of a loved one can be really shattering, but we know that death is inevitable in the play of life. Chanting of God's name with this awareness will soften the blow. We have seen that, no? Terrible blow, shattered. But as hours go, as days go, as weeks go, as months go, slowly the acceptance becomes a reality and we are relieved. So, Nama chanting. We have one incident we just remember. Way back in 68 or 69, we were in ashram for 1 or 2 months. Yes. At that time, Puja Mataji used to take us to Papa's Samadhi. That was the only Samadhi for our inward journey. If we remember right, 11 to 11:30. She will lead us and we all go there and sit. One side gents, one side ladies. No talk. No briefing is given. And we all close our eyes and in our own way we try. After probably 30, 20, 25 minutes, somebody came and disturbed us. He said, Swamiji is calling. Slowly whispered. Normally he will not disturb us, I don't know. So we rushed up. Then he said there was a telephone call. Younger brother passed away. Oh. So yes, what should be done, Swamiji now? You have to go. Oh. He had arranged for the auto also. Immediately, so at the time of leaving, we were asking Puja Swamiji, 69. Swamiji, we can accept each one as a role to play, and after that, some instrumental cause will be there, he will take us. But how to face the mother? He says, it is difficult, agreed, but you keep chanting. Ultimately, slowly, the chanting will make everybody accept the reality. Okay, we left, we reached there was a blast there. But next time, she has not taken any food and she was out of doors. On those days, they don't come in. So that was the third day. So after that, only next day she takes her bath and comes in. So she was not in a position even to get up and go. And after that, she had her bath and came, and she did not take anything. She was again back to the bedroom. So we all compelled her to take a cup of coffee, something like that. No. Then suddenly when the puja room is there, we sat there, brothers came, we all started chanting. Chanting. So the only chanting reverberated in the house. And everybody had raised their voice also while chanting. And slowly it was coming down. We made it a point to have chanting regularly there, as many times as possible during not only evening or morning. And slowly, after second day, third day, she started taking something. Normalcy was flowing. This is the direct experience. So chanting of God's name with this awareness will soften the blow. That is why we said, to get an answer for this free will and individual will, instead of relying on the words of anybody, God has provided us a wonderful school, a life so far lived by us. We go see in retrospect. At that time, we did not know that. All the stressful period we have gone through, it did not come from our freedom. But ultimately, when it was given, and finally how it shaped, each one can see how we are sitting here now. With this dress, if we are sitting here, whose will? The individual will was resisting it. So everything becomes clear. Acting with detachment. In family, profession, friendships, we take up many roles as ordained by Him and face pleasant and painful experiences. Nama chanting with this background may help us remain inwardly unaffected while performing those roles. Equanimity in ups and downs. When we face ups and downs in life, we must realize the truth that God is behind all situations. Nama chanting with this knowledge helps in remaining balanced. overcoming possessiveness. We did not bring anything when we came to this world, and we will not take anything back when we leave it. Whatever we possess now has been provided by Him, and they will remain with us only till He decides. Chanting God's name with this in mind will free us from possessiveness. Appreciating uniqueness. God has created each one with a unique personality, and each one's spiritual discipline or sadhana differs. Chanting God's name with this awareness will help us appreciate each one's unique approach. So my Guru has said, you are not doing that, that will never come to us. He has been prompted by God through some other form, something. So we will not break our head and argue, and all those things will not be there. Praying from the heart. In prayer, a heart without word is more meaningful than words without a heart. Chanting of God's name with a prayerful mood connects the heart with the words. Seva is worship. True seva expresses itself through compassionate thoughts, comforting words, helpful actions. Manav seva is Madhava seva. Chanting of God's name with this background will help us develop this attitude. Compassionate thoughts, comforting words, helpful actions. Thoughts, words, and deeds. Life, an offering. The Creator has provided to us everything through Mother Nature and society. So our entire life should be a payback to the Creator. Keeping this in mind, when Nama is chanted, our circle of love will expand. The Creator has provided through His creation. So our entire life should be a payback to the Creator. Through the creation, that word. Let us see. From focus to stillness. Meditation is possible only through deep focus. Focused Nama chanting helps to arrest scattered thoughts into a single stream, which leads to stillness. Awakening the witness. Praying and appealing helps our efforts to make the mind still, resulting in witness consciousness. Nama chanting with the above in mind helps us to move toward the goal. Mental chanting, self-surrender, and then witness consciousness. Guidance comes mysteriously. During the early hours of the morning, when we sit with an intense prayer to remember Him, guidance will come mysteriously. Nama chanting with a prayerful mood deepens this practice. Seeing Him in all. Let us try to remember the Creator in every action and see Him in all beings. Being aware that we are chanting the name of the Creator takes us forward. Even the very act of chanting. Suppose I shift. How do I chant? What is it that makes me to chant, or what is it that makes me to feel that I am chanting? All-embracing love. The pinnacle of spiritual life is all-embracing love. Chanting the name with the feeling that it stands for the common denominator of all creations nurtures this flowering. So when we try to bring these dimensions while chanting, it touches slowly, it touches all fields. the so-called worldly, the so-called spiritual, no? Then only we will understand Papa says the Nama chanting alone is sufficient. It is all comprehensive, all full. Beyond judgment. When we judge others and assert our views, it disturbs the peace of mind. If we remember that He is there equally in all, we will be able to get over the thought. Nama chanting undertaken with this mindset helps. God remembrance leads to goodwill. Remembering the divine through chanting His name naturally blossoms into goodwill towards all and freedom from malice. This will enable us to respond without anger and abide in peace. I can only pretend anger. No? I cannot become angry. No? Attributing all to Him. To bring harmony at home, the workplace, and with friends, it is essential to constantly reiterate that it is He who is making us think, talk, and act. To bring harmony. Rama chanting with this mindset reminds us of His presence in and around us. Loving all, serving all. Mahatmas want us to remember Him through loving all and serving all as His manifestation. Nama chanting with this same will hasten the process. Infusing life with love and gratitude. Performing actions with a touch of love, perfection, dedication, and gratitude enables us to have a fulfilled life. Nama chanting with this bhavana gives a boost to this sadhana. Fulfilled life. Contentment. Contentment in and acceptance of all situations in life fosters spiritual growth. Nama chanting with this background makes it a reality. Contentment and acceptance. Contemplation and service. A purely contemplative life is not sufficient. We must also serve our fellow beings in a spirit of selflessness. Nama chanting with this intent supports integration of contemplation and service. You remember Papa's word, service is the perfume of life. Sense of ownership. Our sadhana should help us relinquish the sense of ownership and endeavor to realize that He is the real owner. Chanting His name while keeping this in mind support this inner shift. Me and mine. Nothing is ours. Everything has come from Him through His creation. Chanting with the same releases from the bondage of me and mine. Humility in creativity. Same idea has been brought out in different words, that's all, in some words. The constant urge to bring out creativity owes its origin to Him. Nama chanting with this awareness kindles humility. I will not take credit, no. Yes, kindled. Recognizing the one power. One power works throughout the universe. Nama chanting with this understanding enables us to recognize this power and frees us from the ego sense. Selfless contribution. true peace and liberation arise from contributing to the happiness of all. Chanting God's name with this awareness naturally flows into selfless action. Circle of love. Creativity and humaneness are divine gifts. They are essential for personal well being and collective harmony. Chanting God's name with this awareness expand our love circle. Love all. A true lover of God is a lover of humanity. Puja Swamiji, just extempore, you were just mentioning. Without loving man, you cannot love God. Easy for us to understand. A true lover of God is a lover of humanity. Chanting his name with this background results in loving all, serving all, based upon the vision of divinity. Love fulfills life. To possess a heart full of love and live a life that is selfless, free, cheerful is the goal of all lives. Chanting the holy name with the above ideal gently leads us towards this way of living. So like that there are, and the first board is Nama, the eternal companion. Namosav is an invitation to chant the divine name with the right inner attitude. That is why it's called Namosav. It helps ensure that chanting does not unknowingly slip into a mechanical exercise. With this in view, 33 boards have been displayed. By assimilating the theme contained in the boards, the mind will naturally absorb this spirit, enabling us to remember him more and more in all situations. For true chanting is nothing but living in his remembrance. True chanting is nothing but living in his remembrance. You are requested to keep this in mind while going through various boards. So many points, food for thought, and point that will enable us to make the, not that we should remember every time. Out of this, one might stay with us, surely. When we intensely do it for 2 days, something will remain. Now, all of us must be remaining that word, awaken the sleeping divine consciousness. Enough, that is enough. So, depending upon one's taste, temperament, and attitude, all these are from daily life, 90%. So, when we are dying, we oh, this is for this purpose I am chanting. I should not behave like this. It is for this purpose I am chanting. So, like that, I slowly start purifying myself. Just because I hear, I may not get purified. But every time when God makes me to face such challenging situation, even if I fail, knowledge of this will definitely pull me back. I shouldn't have done. I shouldn't have talked like that. And say I am a votary of Ram Nam. What is this? So slowly it will sink into our thinking system, and to the extent it has gone inside, to that extent we become purified. These are all some of the thoughts he prompted us to place it before all of you. Even this polishing, going on. He is not satisfied. How many times he has gone through, corrected, simplified, changed. Because he wants it pakka. Polishing. And it's a wonderful journey. And after the session is over, we will be bringing back and we will be displaying it here only. So that whenever we happen to come anywhere in the ashram, something of this will connect us to the chanting. Something of this will connect us to the chanting. Because chanting is our mainstay. Chanting is the main sadhana. Rest of the things are all secondary. Chanting with the right attitude. So now we are praying to him. You have provided all these things to us from the outer this thing, and you are guiding us. Kindly make this get rooted in our mind, so that our realization of your presence become faster. We have understood 100%. We can testify everywhere. You are with us, you have been with us. But we are not realized. You make us to realize, please. Hari Om, Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om
Shri Ram,
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram.